In this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to build the final sales page. So this is where everything we've learned actually comes together, and you're going to create a live sales page that lives on the internet. And we're going to take it a step further and not only build a sales page where people can buy your product that you created on Gumroad, but we're going to optimize the sales page for mobile. And the reason why this is so important is about 50% of the traffic to your website is most likely going to be from someone's cell phone device. And we want to make sure that your sales page looks great on both a desktop or mobile, depending on which one they're using to access your site. Otherwise, we could be missing out on 50% of your potential sales. Now, luckily for us, Thrive Architect makes it incredibly easy to design our sales pages both on desktop and mobile, and you're going to see how we do that right now. To get started, you're going to want to go to the back end of your WordPress website, which, if you remember, you can get there by typing in your domain name /wp-admin and click enter. You may have to enter your username and password, or it might log you in automatically, as it did for me here. And what we want to do is actually create a new page, which is going to be our sales page. To do that, you hover over pages and click on add new. And here, we're going to title this new page. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to title it sales page, but you can title it whatever you'd like, and then click on publish in the top right hand corner and publish again. And now we have a new page that's on our website, and to get started, we're going to click on the green Launch Thrive Architect button. Now before we open the Thrive Architect editor, I just want to point out that because this is just a single video and not an entire course, I'm not going to be walking you through how to use every single element and option inside of Thrive Architect. But I do want to point out that the company Thrive Themes has created a ton of high quality, easy to follow, free tutorials on how to use every single feature within Thrive Architect. And to access those tutorials, all you have to do is type in eric.camp/Thrive tutorials. And this will redirect you to the page where you can access all of these videos. They're all free. And depending on your style of learning, you might want to go through them all, find the ones that are most interesting, or play with the builder yourself. And if you get stuck, find the specific video talking about the element that you're not sure how to use. So know that that's a resource that's always available to you. But for now, we're going to click on the Launch Thrive Architect green button. And this will open up the editor for our page. So we just created this page titled Sales Page, and this is what it looks like now if someone were to visit it. But just like we did with the home page, we're going to want to load a new template to replace everything we see here. And to do that, we click on the cloud icon in the top right-hand corner, which is Change Template. And then we're going to choose the template that we want to use. Now, one feature that Thrive Architect recently released that makes it incredibly easy to build sales pages super quickly is something called page blocks. And page blocks are pre-made sets where you can just add a piece to your landing page just like a piece of a puzzle. And if that doesn't quite make sense, don't worry, I'll show you in a second what it looks like. But in order to use these page blocks, we need to make sure we choose a theme that's compatible with them. And that means we have to choose one of the themes with these 3 green squares, which means it's page blocks ready. Now they're working on converting all their themes to be page blocks ready, but for the time of filming this video, these 4 are the only ones that are ready. So we want to choose one of those 4. And I'm going to choose the same template that we worked with before in the home page, which is not PS Smart. And as we can see with these 3 icons, it is page blocks ready. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on Expand Set. And then this time, instead of choosing a pre-made page, I'm just going to go with the blank page. So I'm going to click on that and then click on Choose Template. And the way Thrive Themes works is if you ever want to add an element to your page, you would click on this plus icon in the top right-hand corner. You can find whatever you want, or you can search for something if you're not sure where it is, such as adding an image or text. And when you find an element that you want to add to your website, you click and hold and drag it wherever you want to place it. And then this is your text, and then you have all these editing options here. But what the page blocks does for us is if we want to add pre-made mini templates, we can use those as page blocks. So for example, we have all of these different things that we can add into our website with just a click. And it's organized in these different categories. So we can go to lead generation, call to action, you name it. Hero area, which is usually the thing at the top. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this hero element and see which one makes the most sense for the sales page. And a lot of times it's trial and error. So I'll just click on this one and see if I can make it look how I want it to look. And if not, we could try a different one. And one thing I'm going to do right off the bat is edit the color palette to the one we chose in the home page. So that way this matches our home page and it just looks the way I like it. So you do that by clicking on the paintbrush icon, clicking on this drop-down menu, and choosing the professionally designed color palette that works best for you. So now that we've done this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try replacing this image with the front page of our PDF that we created using Canva. So to do that, I'm going to click on Replace Image. And I've already uploaded the image here, but if you didn't do that, you can click on Upload Files and select a file here and double-click the image you want to upload. And then once it's uploaded, you're going to click on it and click on Insert into Post. And I'm going to get rid of these other images here because we don't need this one. We don't need this one. We just want that 7 copywriting secrets for beginners. Now, one thing I don't like here is I don't like how it's right against the edge. So one of the things you can do in Thrive Architect is select the background section that it lives in, such as the landing page block, and go to Layout and Position. And then on the padding, we can add in some pixels. And we can keep playing with this until we find the amount that we like. So already I think this looks much better than it did before. And I'm just going to rename this 7 Copywriting Secrets for Beginners. Each secret is explained in detail with actionable advice on how to put it into immediate use. So of course you can spend as much time or as little time as you want writing this copy. The choice is yours, but I'm just going to leave it like that for now. One thing we can do here is I'm going to click on the content box, and I don't like how much space is right here. So right here is the padding, and we can either click and drag to adjust it or enter a different number. Now again, I want to emphasize that I know this feels overwhelming, or it can easily feel like, what is he doing? He's just clicking all these random buttons. But that's why I think the best way to get comfortable with Thrive Architect is to just mess around with things. Click on different things, click on different buttons, try these different sliders. Just, you have nothing to lose, and you'll get an idea of how this thing actually works. And if at any point you feel like you're getting stuck and you don't know how a certain element or option works, you can always refer back to those Thrive Architect tutorials and find the video that talks about it. And it's organized into that editor sidebar, which is right here, all these things, or the foundational elements and other types of elements, which is what we find by clicking on this plus icon over here. So there's a video on how to do everything or anything you want to do with this builder. And I just encourage you to be okay with making mistakes. You don't have to be an amazing designer right from the beginning, but just play with it, make a website that looks really bad, doesn't matter. You can always delete it and create a new one, and just get a feel for how this tool works. And the more you understand how it works, the more excited you're going to be with the potential it holds. So now we've created this thing right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our button under here so someone can buy our product through Gumroad. And to do this, I'm going to click on the plus add element button, and we're going to be looking for HTML. And I'm going to click, hold, and drag this HTML element above the button, and then I'm going to refer to our notes where we save the code that we created earlier from Gumroad's website. So I'm going to copy that code, paste it in. You could always get this by going to Gumroad's website if you don't have it anymore, and click on Save. And now when we click on Save Work and then preview the page, let's see if our button shows up. There it is. And if someone were to click on this, they're going to receive this box where they can find out information about the product, and if they want to buy it right here. Now, one thing is, I know this image is a little big, but if you were to upload a smaller image on Gumroad's website, then it would not be as big on your own website. Well, that's pretty incredible when you think about it, how easy it is to sell something on a sales page. One last tweak I'm going to make here is I'm going to delete this button that they already included because we don't need that. And I'm also going to delete this because there's nothing to scroll down. Now, of course, we could add more information below if we wanted to, but for the sake of keeping this video pretty short, this is the sales page that we've created. And this is live, so someone can actually enter their credit card for this right now or pay with PayPal, and that money will be deposited into my Gumroad account, and then pretty shortly after will be deposited to my bank account. This is very exciting how easily we can do this now. So the last thing I want to do here is I want to optimize it for mobile. So the way that Thrive Architect works is you can preview any page on a tablet device or a mobile device by clicking these buttons in the bottom toolbar. And if you click this middle one, it'll show you what it looks like on tablet. And then if you click this one, it'll show you what it looks like on mobile. Now, in general, I don't spend a lot of time optimizing pages for tablet because the traffic that comes from tablets is not very high. But if you want to create a great experience for all the people that visit your website, no matter what device they're using, you could easily spend time making it look really nice on a tablet. And the way that this works to optimize it on mobile is you can scroll down and see that this is what it will look like on a mobile device. And you can click on any of these things here and start adjusting the different layouts and positions and other options. And what's so cool is when you're in the mobile view and you change anything, such as this padding, for example, and let's just say we change it to 100, this doesn't affect it on the desktop view. So even though we just added all this space on a mobile device, if we go back to desktop, it'll look the same way that it did before. Nothing's changed. And so that means you can make it look really nice on mobile without having to redesign it on desktop every time you change something on mobile, which makes a lot of sense. So one thing that we might want to do is edit the size of this text. So if we highlight this text, we can change the font size. And maybe we want it to be a little bit bigger on mobile devices, and especially with this text down below. So let's say we want to make that bigger as well. And you can play around with all this, see how it feels. And then as soon as you get something that you really like, click on Save Work, and then click on Preview. And now we'll see what it looks like on a desktop device, but if we were to edit the size of this to a mobile device, we'll see that we start to see what it would look like on mobile. Now, unfortunately, my window can't go smaller than this, so the only way to see what it would look like on a mobile device is to actually open this page on your cell phone, which you could do because this page is live on the internet. And you would just type in this domain name. So right now it's projectselfexpression/sales-page, and if I type that into my mobile device, this page will show up. So that's it for this video. This is hopefully giving you an idea of how easy it is to create professional looking sales pages using Thrive Architect on your brand new WordPress website. And as I mentioned before, don't worry if a lot of that went over your head, because the only way you're truly going to learn how to use this tool is by experimenting with it yourself. But the potential is there, and once you learn how to use it, you can create beautiful websites for desktop and mobile that sells any product you can imagine in a matter of minutes. It's exciting stuff, and you also have all of those free Thrive Architect tutorials to walk you through any part of the software if you need some extra assistance.